my sweet friends, welcome back. My name is Adele, and today I'm going to be talking about something that I feel like is not as talked about as it should be, which is how to practice self-love as a writer. I feel like self-love is a topic that's pretty well covered, especially recently in recent years. It's become a pretty good thing, which is great. People are talking about it. It's awesome. There are so many ways to practice self-love and self-care and take care of your body and mind, but I feel like there's a slight difference when it comes to writing, and practicing self-love and self-care as a writer can be a bit different and also quite hard sometimes. So today I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite things to do when I'm feeling a little down and what was that sentence? When I need a little pep talk and a little boost to cheer me back up and take care of myself as a writer. So number one is just to understand and acknowledge that it's okay to have bad days and to make mistakes. Again, I feel like this is a pretty well-known step when it comes to basic self-love and self-care, but I feel like it's especially important to know that as a writer because we can get so caught up in trying to be perfect, trying to make every line perfect, and that is the worst. I've been there. I used to be that way. I still kind of am that way, but perfectionism is not a good thing to have when you are a writer, especially when you're just trying to write a first draft. It's the worst. So I just think it's important to not you have to get rid of the perfectionism. I just think it's important to acknowledge that there are mistakes being made and that's okay, and to kind of make that a norm, kind of get rid of the stigma about trying to be perfect all the time, and just accept that you yourself and your words, not everything you write is going to be perfect, and that's cool, that's fine, that's great. We all are that way. No one is perfect. Number two is to take breaks. And I don't just mean schedule a break because you need to need to take a break, but really listen to your mind and listen to your body and understand when you're overworking yourself or if something is really not working for you. Take note of stress, of how you're feeling mentally, how you're feeling emotionally, also physically. Just take breaks and make sure you always, in the back of your head, are listening to your mind and your body. Your writing will be better for it, trust me. You don't always have to be productive. I feel like there's this huge push, especially in Western culture, to be perfect and productive all the time and busy and getting things done, which is great. I think it's great to get things done, and I love being productive and I love that feeling. But I think it's important to realize you don't have to be productive all the time if that's not what works for you. Number three is something I love to do all the time, which is reread your favorite book. I love to just indulge myself and reread a book that I absolutely love. For example, the Warrior Cat series. It's a kids series, but it's one of my favorites. Just take a little break, be kind to yourself, treat yourself, and read a book that you love, even if you've read it 1,000 times. If it brings you joy and it makes you happy, I say read it. It also helps with motivation and inspiration, because I feel especially when I am having writer's block or I'm just in a slump where I feel like I can't be creative and I can't write anything and I just can't get anything down, it's always nice to reread a favorite book of yours to kind of remind yourself why you're doing this and kind of reignite that sort of spark that you have for your love of reading and writing and stuff like that, and stories in general, and wanting to tell a story. So I just think it's a nice, fun way to remind yourself why you're doing what you're doing. Number four is to write a fan letter to yourself. And I talked about this in a recent video. I did this because I've been doing revisions and it's part of Susan Dennard's revision process. I know you guys are probably tired of me saying her name over and over, but she's super great and she has a lot of great things. Anyway, so one of her things that she recommended doing was to write a letter to yourself, a fan letter, as if you were a fan writing to yourself about what you loved about the book that you're writing. This was really cool. It was very interesting and it was a lot of fun, and I feel like it helped kind of get my energy back up when I wasn't feeling that great about my story. And so it's nice to just point out the good things about your book, because I know I have a hard time with being overly self-critical and negative about my own work. And so writing a fan letter to yourself, talking about all the great things that you love about this book that you're trying so hard to write, can be so nice. And it's just, I don't know, it's really nice to see and have and compliment yourself instead of tearing yourself down. It's just really helpful. And be kind to yourself. It's a nice thing in general. Number 5 is to take like a 30-minute walk in nature. I understand not everyone lives in nature, so an urban area will do just fine as well. But just take a walk outside, take a little break, nice 30-minute walk. I really like getting inspiration from outside, and even if you're not looking for inspiration, just like taking a break and like replenishing. Pay attention to the world around you, see what's going on, really be present in the moment. And that's another thing, just being present and mindful is a huge like self-love, self-care sort of thing that helps a lot. So I definitely recommend doing that. Just get out of your location. I feel like a lot of us sit and write at our desk or in our room or something, and so taking a walk outside and getting a location change and like seeing other things and scenery and just paying attention to the world around you can really help inspire and also replenish you and your motivation. Number 6 is to eat healthy and exercise, and this is obviously important and obviously a very common thing in self-care and self-love, but I feel like it's especially true for writers, especially the exercise part, because what we do is we just sit here all the time. In reality, we don't get much exercise. We're not moving around all the time. So it's important to take just as much care of your body as it is to take care of your mind. So make sure you're eating healthy, you're actually getting some sort of exercise. Just take like a break, like take like a 5-minute break every hour or something and just walk around or do some push-ups or something. I don't know. Also with eating healthy, I know a lot of writers who, because we just sit here all the time, I do this during NaNoWriMo, so I'm not calling anyone out, I'm calling myself out. We just sit here all the time and we're working so much and working on writing and everything that we don't have as much time to like cook for ourselves, and cooking good food is kind of important to eating healthy, and we end up just getting like snacks or processed food or like quick meals, because I know I do that when I'm busy writing all day long. So please just take time to eat right and get some exercise, because your body will thank you so very much. Number 7 is to say positive affirmations about yourself as a person and yourself as a writer. I love positive affirmations. I think they are very nice and kind and a good way to be kind to yourself and show yourself love. And there are really great ones you can just find online. It's just basically just saying nice things to yourself every day, like, I am beautiful, I am strong, I will get through today. But I also think it's important, because we are writers, to talk about yourself as a writer and your writing specifically. Like, I am a good writer, I am great at dialogue, I will find a solution to this problem today, I will write 1 chapter today. I just think it's important to surround the topic of your writing with positive words and positive thinking in a very positive headspace, instead of tearing it down with negativity and words that do not make you feel good about yourself and your writing. So basically, just instead of saying, man, I have to write today, I don't want to do it, I have this problem and it's hard and I don't know how to get around it, I do this, so I'm trying to take my own advice. Instead, be like, I can do this, I am a great writer, I know what I'm doing, I have the tools needed to fix this problem, I have the skills needed, I am a good writer. And rephrasing your words to be positive and show a more uplifting and optimistic mindset. Number 8 is to slow down and be present. Again, this is a very important or common concept surrounding self-love and self-care, which is great and important and so very good. But again, this just falls into the trying to be productive all the time. And so, again, as writers, I feel like we're always trying to get things done, which is awesome, but we need to know when to step back and when to just, like, be present in our lives. I, at least, all the time, get so caught up in, like, not deadlines, because I'm not on deadline for my books, but with, like, my own personal goals and my own personal deadlines in my head. Like right now I'm working on draft 2 of Project Orion, and I'm like, I want to get draft 2 done by, I have like a soft goal of August and like a hard goal of September, but I've been thinking, I just got a job recently and I'm like, what if I can't do it and I can't make that deadline that I have for myself, and I'm thinking too much ahead in the future. What if I can't start querying this until later than I thought? What if, nobody wants to take my book? And I need to remind myself to slow down and be present in the moment. I am not dealing with any of those things right now. I need to come back to where I am right now, be present, center myself, and find solutions for those problems right here where I am now, where I can actually have a solution to the problem. There's nothing I can do about what happens in the future. 3 months down the line, I cannot control what's going on, but I can control my actions right now. This is also just a good thing in general to do and to remember. So yeah, slow down, be present, be here, together, right here. I don't know why I said together. We're not, you know what I mean. Number 9 is to know the story that you want to tell. Basically, this just means to be secure in yourself and in your writing. This has less to do with like outlining and like plotters and pantsers and stuff like that, and more to do with just knowing the story you want to tell and being passionate about the idea and the concept and your characters and your story. And I think if you have that passion, you can definitely get those words down. If you are not secure in yourself, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know why you're doing this, then I feel like you have less of a chance of actually like writing a book or whatever it is you're trying to write. Basically, be secure in yourself, know what you're doing, know why you're doing it, and be confident in that. Embrace that, you are doing a great thing, and just stand behind the things you're doing. Last but not least, number 10, the one I struggle with the most, don't compare yourself to other writers. I have talked about this recently in a little rant video I did where I kind of just talked about how sad I am. But I struggle with this a lot, and it sucks, and I feel like a lot of writers struggle with this, with comparing yourself and your writing to other writers and their writing. Please, please, please don't do this. And I'm talking to myself just as much. Adele, listen to me. Please don't compare yourself to other writers. You are not them. You are writing a different story. You each have a unique thing that you want to write, a unique story that you're trying to tell. You are not another writer, and your book is not a different book. And please don't compare your first draft to another author's completed work that's already been through like multiple drafts and multiple rounds of revisions, because I do that and it's no fun. So just in general, please don't compare yourself to others, and don't compare your writing to other people's writing. I think there's good merit to trying to look up to like writing role models you may have and trying to emulate what other authors can do, but I feel like there's a fine line between that and trying too hard to copy someone or trying too hard to be like someone else. You are your own person, you have your own unique voice and writing style, and that's great, and I want you to share that with the world. I'm also trying to do the same thing. I get that it's hard, but we cannot do that. That is like the number one thing to like beating yourself down, in my opinion. So that is everything I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope these tips help you, because I do think it's very, very important to practice self-love and self-care. I'm a huge advocate for things like that, so please take these to heart and follow them, hopefully, maybe. Again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I love you all very, very much. Whatever you're going through, I hope you're having a good day wherever you are, and I will see you guys in my next video.